What's going on, everybody? This is Liquid Kenobi here, and today we have another article that just came, and it's titled Microsoft rebrands Halo developer 343 Industries to Halo Studios, announces multiple new projects are in development, and claims they are changing the recipe for new Halo games. Now, I love the original Halo games. I loved Halo 1, I loved Halo 2, I loved it Halo 3. Now, when I first played Halo 1, I was playing the PlayStation years ago, and I was waiting for Ninja Gaiden to come out. They were saying there was a game coming of Ninja Gaiden coming out. It was only going to be available for the Xbox, so I decided that I was going to buy an Xbox, and I did buy the original Xbox console. It was like the second edition that came out. The first one had the big, huge controller of it, but I didn't get that. I had a smaller size controller when I got the second edition. Now, my first games that I've got when I first got the Xbox was Indiana Jones, The Emperor's Tomb, Splinter Cell, and Halo Combat Evolved. And as I first played the game, I fell in love with it, bro. I mean, I fell in love with the story. I fell in love with the characters, the atmosphere, the whole graphics, man. It was just beautiful. Of course, I got my brother involved in playing the game. I got my cousins involved playing the game. We were all so hooked up on it, bro. And then, of course, when Halo 2 was announced, it was going to come out, and it was going to be, and Halo 2 was the birth of having multiplayer gaming platforms all over. And then, of course, PlayStation went along with it, and then Nintendo went along with it. But I will never forget that if it wasn't for Xbox, bro, we would have never had Halo. We would have never had Halo 2 doing a multiplayer gaming. So, I have right now the Xbox One Series X, which I'm going to hold off. I'm not going to try to get another console. I have the PlayStation 5. I'm not going to get the PlayStation 5 Pro. And I have the Nintendo Switch. But there's supposed to be a Nintendo Switch coming out soon, which we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, I'm sticking to what I got. So, enough about what I've talked about Halo. Let's get into the article and see what's going on. Microsoft rebranded 343 Industries to Halo Studios while announcing multiple new Halo projects and claim they are changing the recipe for the future of the franchise. In a post to X, the official Halo account shared a new dawn. We're entering the next chapter of the franchise and changing the recipe for how we make Halo games. Go behind the scenes with Project Foundry to explore the creative potential of Halo in Unreal Engine 5. The company then shared it was recruiting developers to its join. It's to help bring the next generation of Halo games to life. In a YouTube video announcing the rebrand as well as the new games, it provided more details on Project Foundry with the game's lead visual effects artist Daniel Henley sharing the Foundry project was an effort to show ourselves how far we can push things on using Unreal 5. Studio art director Chris Matthews' Foundry specifically is based around the same concept of the Foundry of the Halo in the Halo lore. It's the place where Halo rings are born, he added. It's not a game, it's a research project for our studio so we can prepare ourselves for the next steps of making games. Henley then shared the original Halo franchise was a graphic showcase. It was best in class. That's what Halo was when it first was released, and that's what Halo needs to be again. While Henley noted the team aims to make future games into graphic showcases, Matthews told Xbox Wire, the spirit of Halo is more than just the visuals, it's the lore and its physics. He elaborated, playing as the Chief, you're this huge tank of a soldier. It's the way that he moves, he feels. We're all really obsessed about what our players love about Halo. We're constantly listening to this feedback, and that's at the core of an initiative like Foundry, or any intention that the studio has about how we move forward. In the video, Matthews provided more details about Project Foundry. We ideated on 3 locations: something old, something new, and something really alien. Then they then detailed those 3 locations at the Pacific Northwest Cold Lands and the Blight Lands. Matthews then shared Foundry was an initiative that touched on every part of the creative process. Everything from concept art, visual effects, characters, vehicles, and weapons to make the future games of Halo. Ryan Repka, the gameplay model supervisor, added, creating an asset, taking this design, now we can really dig into the material foundations that it's actually made of. How is it physically accurate to the world? Now we get to take all the wonderful legacy assets that we have, bring them to life, and bring them to today's standards. From there, Chief Operating Officer Elizabeth Van Wyck claimed that the company has multiple projects in development. She said, "We are really excited to be not just working on multiple projects, but also expanding our studio." Head of production Michael Fenry added, "We are looking for new talent as the projects that we're working on kind of get further and further into their development cycles." Finally, the VP and studio head Pierre Hinstead, Halo Infinite was the last remnant of how we made Halo games in the past. That was our recipe. And what we are doing right now is we are changing our recipe. He elaborated on this, the Xbox Wire. If you really break Halo down, there have been 2 very distinct chapters. Chapter 1, Bungie. Chapter 2, 343 Studios. Now I think we have an audience which is hungry for more. So we're not just going to try and improve the efficiency of development, but change the recipe of how we make Halo games, so we start a new chapter today. He also noted that what they have created with Project Foundry will be used in the games that they are creating. He explained, "Everything we've made is built to the kind of standards that we need to build. For the future of our games, we were very intentional about not stepping into the tech demo territory. We built things that we truly believe in, and the content that we've built, or at least a good percentage of it, could travel anywhere inside our games in the future, so if we so desire it. It's fair to say that our intent is that the majority of what we showcased in Foundry is expected to be in projects with which we are building our future projects," he stated. As for what those new games look like, Vince and the team did not provide any details. He explained, "One of the things I really wanted to get away from was the continued teasing out of possibilities of must-haves. We should do more and say less. For me, I really think it's important that we continue the posture which we have right now when it comes to our franchises. The level of humility, the level of servitude towards Halo fans. We should talk about things when we have things to talk about at scale. Today, it's the first step. We're showing Foundry because it feels right to do so. We want to explain our plans to Halo fans and attract new passionate developers to our team. The next step we will be talking about the games themselves. As for why they are developing multiple projects instead of focusing on one, we had a proportionate focus on trying to create the conditions to be successful in servicing Halo Infinite. But switching to Unreal allows us to put all the focus on making multiple new experiences at the highest quality possible." Interestingly, Van Wyck then noted that the company plans to make games that players want to play. At the end of the day, if we build the games that our players want to play, that's how we'll be successful. That's what should motivate what we build. That's also what this structure has done. We want the people that are day in, day out making the games to be the ones to make the decision of the games. Furthermore, she shared that the company would consistently seek player feedback. We're seeking earlier and earlier, wider and wider feedback from our players. We started with the Master Chief Collection and carried that on with Halo Infinite. And we want to do it even more for our next projects. At the end of the day, it's not just how we do, not just how do we evaluate, it's how do our players evaluate it. I will say this, man. Look, I'm happy that they're trying to do a new chapter because they did go with Bungie and then 343, but it's just that the way that things they've been doing right now, I don't know, man. I'm a little worried about it. But right now, they're going to be using Unreal Engine. That looks good, bro. And I do hope they get it right this time. I hope they just bring it back to its roots. Because, like I said, Halo 1, Halo 2, and Halo 3, I fell in love with the story. I loved it, Halo Reach. ODST was good, but Halo 4 and Halo Guardians, it just kind of fell down. And then Halo Infinite, man, I'm going to be honest, I didn't even finish the game because it just didn't interest me anymore because of what they were doing with the game. So, like I said, bro, Halo 1, Halo 2, and Halo 3, I will always love and I will always respect, bro. So, that'll be it for the article. You guys let me know what you guys think. If you like the video, hit the like button. Share this video. Post a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are about this article. Do you think they're going to be okay? Do you think they're going to be making it successful? What do you guys think? And if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button for me. Alright, guys. You guys have a good night. Bye for now.